My beloved child, be still and listen. Quiet the noise around you and listen with the very core of your being, for at this very moment, a sacred decree is being issued in the unseen realms. The King of Heaven has just declared your name. When your name is spoken from the throne, every celestial being, every distant star, every molecule of creation pauses to witness. Do you understand what it means for the architect of the universe to call you personally? It means you are eternally remembered. You are not a whisper lost in the chaos. You are fully visible to the gaze of the divine. Your name resonates across infinity like a holy melody, and in its vibration, your purpose is stirred to life. You may count 3 minutes as a fleeting moment, but when heaven appoints a time, it is not bound by clocks. It is about celestial convergence, about the divine and the earthly meeting at a junction crafted for you alone. At this very second, you stand upon that sacred ground, and every weight you have carried is poised to be transformed. Recall the instances you felt invisible, misjudged, or stranded. Yet now, in this holy pause, God Himself utters your name. Not the label others diminished, not the title the world overlooked, but the name inscribed in glory, borne by angels, and cherished from eternity. When heaven pronounces it, it carries creative force. It holds the divine right to turn mourning into celebration, lack into overwhelming provision, and loneliness into sovereign acceptance. You may have felt your prayers hovered in delay, that your weeping met only silence, but heaven was recording every word, preparing this precise moment when your name would be declared and your path altered forever. Beloved, there is a profound reason these words find you now. Among countless souls, amid a sea of yearning voices, this proclamation has reached you. This is no coincidence. It is heaven's deliberate intent. Angelic hosts have been working in stillness, ordering the fragments of your journey. That unexplained restlessness you felt, that stirring in your spirit you couldn't define, it was heaven drawing you into alignment. God has selected this moment, this day, because He knows the burden your heart has held. He knows the nights you buried your face to conceal your tears. He knows the silent question, does anyone see me? Does anyone care? Today, His answer thunders, I see you. I care. I have called your name in heaven. When heaven calls your name, miracles are activated. Shackles you deemed permanent begin to shatter. Loads you accepted as lifelong are suddenly lifted. Gateways that seemed sealed for ages begin to swing open without effort. This is why your spirit senses a change even as you hear this. The scroll of your life in heaven has been touched, and the narrative of your destiny is being rewritten in glorious favor. 3 minutes in earthly terms may seem brief, but heaven measures readiness, alignment, and faithful response. And right now, your faith has positioned you here. Your holy hunger brought you here. Your tears have guided you here. Do you perceive the sacred presence encircling you now? It is not your imagination. It is the whisper of God reaching into your depths, saying, My child, I have witnessed your struggle. I have seen your labor. I have seen the injustice of your path. But you will no longer walk alone. I have called your name in the courts of heaven, and I myself will go before you. My dear heart, heaven is decreeing a pivot. Every setback, every heartache, every betrayal, heaven is poised to redeem them all. The pain that once threatened to consume you is being transformed into a testimony that will usher you into a season of uncontainable joy. Pause here. Let this truth anchor itself within you. You are chosen. You are seen. You are loved with a love that never fades. The angels are rejoicing at this moment because they behold what your eyes have yet to witness. They see the doors preparing to open, the divine opportunities approaching, the God-sent individuals crossing your path who will value you, not wound you, who will empower you, not undermine you, who will honor your very existence, not diminish it. For too long you have moved among those blind to the treasure you carry. But when God speaks your name, no human power, no earthly authority can erase what heaven has inscribed. Beloved, these 3 minutes may feel like a countdown, but they do not lead to an end. They count down to a genesis, a fresh start, a new volume in your story, a miracle unfolding in your present space. Many wait a lifetime for such a moment. Today is your appointed time. Can you sense the transition? Can you feel the pressure easing from your shoulders? This is heaven's affirmation. Your struggle was not worthless. Your tears were not wasted. Every whispered prayer has been gathered, and heaven is now releasing them back to you as blessings that overflow. Do not fear to believe this. Sometimes hope feels risky because you dread another disappointment. But heaven is not here to mock you. Heaven is here to make you whole. Heaven is not here to deceive you. Heaven is here to transfigure you. God's word never returns void. It always fulfills its mission. And the mission of this word is to awaken you to your miracle. My beloved, at this very instant, heaven itself has stilled, as if all creation pauses to hear what God has just declared over your life. Angels are repeating your name, and its sound reverberates through the corridors of eternity. Do you feel it? That gentle quickening within your spirit, that quiet warmth in your heart that defies explanation. This is heaven's confirmation that you are not forgotten, not ignored, not forsaken. God Himself has just spoken your name. And when God speaks, universes rearrange. His word carries power beyond time, beyond space, beyond every limitation. When He called your name, He didn't merely say a word, He released your destiny. He unlocked supernatural provision. He opened ways you never dreamed possible. Right now, as you receive these words, a shift is already occurring in your atmosphere. The spiritual environment is responding to heaven's decree. What was once shut is beginning to unlock. What felt oppressive is about to become light. What seemed unattainable will become your testimony of victory. There are seasons when heaven feels distant. But I tell you, heaven is nearer than your next breath. At this moment, the voice of God has gone forth for you, and every angel under His command has fixed their gaze upon you. Archangel Michael stands guard at the entry point to your destiny, ensuring that what God has spoken cannot be hijacked, postponed, or nullified. For when the Creator speaks a name, He also commissions angels to execute His word. And beloved, they are moving with swift purpose. In the unseen realm, divine preparations are complete. Heavenly records are being unsealed. Doors that were locked long before you were born are now opening. This moment is no accident. You are hearing this because your life is on the brink of eternal change. Listen intently, for God does not speak a name without profound intention. He only calls when the Kairos moment has arrived. He only whispers when the season is ripe. And beloved, your season is now. The fervency of your prayers, the tears you shed in secret, the countless nights you asked, "Does God hear me?" They all rose before Him as a sacred offering. And today He has answered with the utterance of your name. That name is precious to Him. It carries the story of your pain, your patience, your hope. And when He spoke it in heaven, He sealed your breakthrough with His own breath. Divine light now shines upon you, marking you for the miracle about to unfold. Do you grasp the significance? It means the battles you fought were not in vain. It means the heartache that sought to destroy you is being rewritten into a narrative of joy. It means the delays, rejections, and losses were never your conclusion. They were sacred steps leading to this moment where God declares, "My child, your life will never be the same." And when heaven says, "never the same," it means total transformation, the kind that turns deserts into springs, grief into dancing, emptiness into overflowing fullness. Right now, a divine missive bearing your name is held in heaven's court. It is sealed with eternal authority, and within it are blueprints, blessings, and promises reserved solely for you. For years, you may have felt bypassed, but heaven has been orchestrating this moment, storing up inheritances with your name engraved upon them. Now, as God has spoken, those treasures are being dispatched into your life. The peace you ached for is drawing close. The love you sought is approaching your doorstep. The opportunities you grieved are returning, but this time, they are clothed in unprecedented favor. Child of God, the heavens rejoice because they behold what is next in your story. They see chains breaking and pathways clearing. They are preparing a feast long destined for you. You are not entering an ordinary period, you are stepping into a God-appointed epoch. And when heaven prepares, it surpasses all human expectation. This is not about luck. This is about divine orchestration. Let your heart be at rest. You no longer need to fight for recognition, heaven has already acknowledged you. You need not strive to be chosen, God selected you the moment He called your name. You need not fear abandonment, this very message is proof you are being propelled by divine hands. All that is required is for you to listen, to open your spirit, and to receive. For what is coming is not earned, it is bestowed out of boundless love. So lift your eyes, even if they are weary. Lift your heart, even if it feels battered. Heaven is nearer than it has ever been. Your story is turning a glorious page. God has spoken. Heaven has responded. Your life is changing forever. Listen. Heaven is inclining toward you at this very second. God has just whispered your name, not in wrath, not in frustration, but in the fullness of a love that stirs eternity. Envision it, out of billions, your name resonated in the celestial courts. Your life was presented before the Almighty, and your destiny was proclaimed with light, power, and divine right. This moment is extraordinary. This moment is intentional. This word has found you because God is engineering a shift, a heavenly realignment that will alter the course of your existence. You have endured seasons where silence seemed to drown out promise. You prayed, yet heaven's gates felt bolted. You wept, yet it seemed no ear heard. You waited, yet time appeared to taunt you. But now, in this appointed hour, heaven shatters the silence. God's voice has pierced the heavens, calling your name, validating your being, and affirming that your unseen battles held eternal purpose. Every tear, every lonely hour, every seemingly unanswered plea was a seed planted in the soil of divine timing. Now those seeds are breaking forth, ready to bloom into manifestations of miracle. Child of God, angelic hosts have assembled around the sound of your name. Archangel Michael stands vigilant, wielding the sword of truth over your life. Where lies sought to entomb you, truth is erupting. Where betrayal aimed to scar you, healing is flooding in. Where rejection tried to barricade doors, favor is blowing them wide. Do not deem it strange that God has singled you out now. Do not consider yourself unworthy of such love. You were chosen, marked, and anointed before your first breath. Your life has always been heaven's vested interest. Today, heaven reclaims its promise. Can you sense it? A change in the spiritual climate, a stirring in your soul like a divine frequency. That is heaven's ratification. That is the Spirit in motion. God is aligning people you have yet to meet, preparing opportunities not yet visible, weaving blessings beyond your imagination. Your name was called in heaven not merely for solace, but as a royal decree. Your season of struggle has expired, your season of breakthrough has commenced. Consider how a parent calls a child when a feast is ready, when it is time to gather, when goodness awaits. This is what God has done. He called your name because your table in the Spirit is set. The banquet of blessing is prepared. Your portion of inheritance awaits. You cannot bypass this. You cannot casually dismiss this, for this is the exact moment where the locked is unlocked, the delayed is accelerated, and the denied is restored with abundance. You stand at the precipice of a holy shift. Archangel Michael is present by design. He encircles your home, your name, your future, ensuring no interference hinders what is being delivered. Do not receive this as ordinary speech. These are prophetic currents, spiritual tides carrying you to a new shore. You may have felt submerged in disappointment, but today God dispatches lifelines of mercy, cords of grace, and waves of favor to bring you to safe harbor. Hear this, your name was spoken in heaven with such authority that even darkness recoiled. The instant God calls you, no other claim can hold you. Sickness loses its grip. Betrayal loses its poison. Failure loses its hold. For God has sealed you with His word, and what He seals, none can break. You were written into His story, engraved upon His hands, etched upon His heart. I see you now, standing between two paths. One is familiar, the path of waiting, worry, and doubt. The other, though unseen, glows with divine radiance. And heaven says, walk into the light. Do not glance back. Do not question your worthiness. Do not ask if you are ready. When God speaks your name, readiness is imparted, worthiness is conferred, strength is infused. This is not about your perfection. It is about His faithfulness. And I declare to you, this is your turning point. Your stagnant finances, your fractured relationships, your burdened heart, heaven is addressing them all. God is trading ashes for beauty, mourning for joy, despair for praise. When you least anticipate it, a door will swing wide. You will stand in awe, wondering how it occurred. But deep within, you will know, it began the day God called your name in heaven, the day everything changed. Do not let doubt rob this moment. Do not let fear murmur against this truth. Your spirit hears this because it is prepared. You are here by divine appointment, drawn by a holy summons to receive this word. As you listen, understand that you are loved beyond calculation, seen beyond human comprehension, chosen beyond logic. God has selected you to bear witness, to radiate, to rise. Soon, people will inquire, how did you overcome? How did you rise again? And you will testify, because heaven called my name. Hold fast to this word. Let it dwell in your spirit. Do not rush from this place. Soak in it like sunlight. Let the warmth of God's love permeate every hidden part of you. Let the sound of His call reverberate in your soul until only confidence, faith, and divine expectation remain. For in truth, your life is changing forever. The moment God declared your name in heaven, the atmosphere around you began to transform, even if you didn't perceive it immediately. For heaven's voice does not always arrive with spectacle, but often in whispers, in heart movements, in unseen hands rearranging the scenery of your life behind the veil. When your name was carried on the breath of the Almighty, angels paused, and a holy anticipation filled the heavens. This stillness was pregnant with destiny. In that sacred quiet, your story was proclaimed anew, not as repetition, but as a fresh edict. Your season of waiting has been measured. Your tears have been weighed, and your recompense has been released. Consider it, child of God, heaven itself leans in when your name is mentioned. The light around your spirit intensifies because God has decreed that what was blocked will now be accessible. This is why you felt a holy discontent, as if something within knows life is not meant to stay as it has been. That inner stirring is not chance, it is heaven preparing you to step into a greater reality. When God speaks your name, doors that resisted you begin to quake. Barriers that mocked you lose their strength. Hidden blessings rush toward you as if they can no longer be restrained. But see, beloved, the profound truth: you are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not a face in the crowd to the one who names the stars. Your name, spoken with divine intent, passed through angelic courts, and they rejoiced, for it signaled their mandate: protect, deliver, and guide this one into the fullness of heaven's plan. That is why, even when you felt alone, a greater force shielded you. That is why, when storms raged, an unseen hand drew you back to safety. Your name is engraved upon the heart of God. And now, child, arrives the moment you've longed for but scarcely dared to believe. Chapters you thought concluded are only introductions. Promises you thought expired are alive, awaiting you on the path ahead. Relationships you thought shattered beyond repair, God whispers, I will breathe life anew. Dreams buried under years of disappointment, God says, I never buried them, I preserved them for this appointed time. As you receive this, something is happening around you. The atmosphere of your life is shifting even now. The clouds of oppression are parting, the sunlight of divine favor is breaking through. You may not see it yet with natural eyes, but in the spirit, angels are being dispatched with scrolls that bear your name. These scrolls contain divine instructions, each one a step closer to your miracle. One scroll may hold your healing, another your financial restoration, another the reconciliation of family, another the return of your joy. All of them, child, are entering your spiritual atmosphere because heaven is aligning all things for your good. Do you not sense it? That quiet vibration in your soul, that awareness of being watched over, that sudden thought that perhaps everything is about to change. It is not imagination. It is confirmation. The very instant God spoke your name, it set in motion what could no longer be withheld. Every prayer whispered in darkness, every cry that seemed to vanish into silence, every longing that appeared unanswered, they have all been gathered into golden bowls before the throne. And today, those bowls are being tipped as answers over your life. Your life, beloved, is about to display the evidence of God's touch. Those who doubted will watch in wonder as new doors open for you. The very ground where you stumbled will become the platform where you rise. The tears that once blurred your vision will nourish the seeds of new beginnings. For when God speaks your name, nothing remains unchanged. Envision this, a great ledger is opened in heaven. In it are the names of those God calls His own, set apart for divine encounter. As the pages turn, your name is found, written not once but repeatedly, for heaven has been encircling your destiny, awaiting this appointed season. Then a mighty voice declares, "It is time." That is why this message reaches you now. This is not coincidence, it is divine orchestration. This is not chance, it is destiny reaching for you. Heaven does not waste words. God does not repeat Himself without urgency. The fact that your name echoed in eternity means a downpour is reserved for you. Listen closely, what was delayed will delay no more. What was stolen will be restored multiplied. What was locked will be opened with keys fashioned by angelic hands. What you feared was gone forever will reappear, clothed in greater glory. That is why your heart quickens as you hear this. Your spirit recognizes truth before your mind can grasp it. Your spirit knows the extraordinary is at hand. Even now, I see Archangel Michael beside you, not with a sword of warning, but with hands extended in blessing. His presence signifies protection and divine order. He ensures what belongs to you arrives intact, unhindered. He ensures the voice that spoke your name accomplishes every promise attached to it. Do not doubt, beloved. Do not say, "This is for another." Do not think, "I am unworthy." If you were unworthy, heaven would not have spoken your name. The very declaration from on high means you are seen, known, and cherished. Heaven does not invest in what it does not value. And right now, heaven is investing in you, dispatching resources, aligning circumstances, touching hearts, moving mountains, all because your name has been released into the atmosphere of miracles. So lift your head, beloved. Dry your tears. Straighten your posture. Walk forward with the quiet assurance that your life has been selected for greatness. This is the hour when silence breaks, when prayers manifest, when your name becomes the gateway to blessing. For God Himself has spoken, and what He speaks cannot be undone. My beloved soul, draw near, for the whispers of eternity are encircling your name. Even now, in the high courts of heaven, your name was spoken by the King, not casually, but with purpose, weight, and fire that shakes the foundations of your destiny. When God utters your name, angels still themselves. Winds change course. The heavens blaze with light. And every closed door that resisted you begins to tremble. It is no small thing, child, that your name has been upon His lips. For when heaven calls you, it is not only to comfort, it is to change your story forever. You have walked through seasons where you believed no one saw your silent tears, no one attended to the prayers whispered into the lonely night. But I tell you, those prayers ascended like sacred incense and reached His throne. And in the heavenly realm, your name was spoken. God looked upon you and declared, "Now is the time." Chains will break. The season will turn. What was once held back will now be propelled forward. As He spoke, Archangel Michael drew his sword and assumed guard over what belongs to you. The heavens are in motion, and the earth must respond. This is why you feel that inexplicable stirring in your spirit, a holy restlessness, a sense of imminent change. It is destiny awakening. Your life is not meant to linger in the shadows of past pain. Heaven is calling your name into tomorrow's glory. When God says your name, it is not merely acknowledgement, it is assignment. It is blessing. It is the release of a miracle that awaited its moment to land in your hands. That moment is now. Do not think it strange that you encounter these words at this exact time. Nothing in heaven happens by accident. Even now, as you listen, angels gather around you because heaven wants you to know, you are chosen. Not because you are perfect, but because you are loved beyond measure. God has witnessed your battles, your betrayals, the moments you nearly surrendered, the nights you thought you could bear no more heartbreak. Yet here you stand, breathing, enduring, holding on. Why? Because heaven preserved you for this time. The Spirit of the Lord says, "Do not weep over who left. Do not mourn what was taken, for I am bringing restoration, and I am bringing it swiftly." Your name was announced in heaven, and once heaven announces, earth must manifest. What I decree cannot be stopped, silenced, or erased. Beloved, recall the times you felt invisible. Remember the opportunities that slipped away, the people who rejected you, the promises that seemed to fade. You thought it was loss, but heaven called it protection. Those who left were never meant to accompany you into this new season. Those vanished opportunities were too small for what God is about to do. That door closed because a greater one is opening. That relationship ended because a divine connection is being prepared. The delay happened because heaven was aligning all things so your miracle would arrive perfectly fitted for your life. And now, child, the wait concludes. God has spoken your name, and angels move to deliver what is yours. In 3 minutes, in 3 moments, in 3 steps, your life will begin to turn. The change may not arrive with fanfare, but it will feel like liberation. It may not sound like trumpets, but it will whisper peace to your soul. The shift may come through a call, a message, an unlooked-for opening. However it comes, know this: it was birthed in heaven. It carries your name, and it cannot be stolen. I see you standing at the threshold of a new chapter. The book in heaven that holds your name lies open to a fresh page. The old chapters close, not in shame or regret, but in testimony. Every tear you cried has watered the soil for the harvest now due. Every pain you endured has prepared you to steward the blessing without being overwhelmed. Every prayer you whispered has been gathered until the scales of heaven tipped in your favor. Now the outpouring begins. Do you comprehend the gravity of this moment? For years, you thought you were forgotten. For months, you believed yourself unworthy. But in heaven, your name has never faded from memory. In heaven, your story has always been precious. You are not a mistake. You are not a burden. You are not abandoned. You are chosen, beloved, and protected. Today, God reminds you, I have spoken your name in heaven. Your destiny is secure. Therefore, take heart, child. Lift your head. The storms of yesterday will not drown you. The losses of yesterday will not define you. You are stepping into a future where your name is no longer whispered in sorrow, but proclaimed in victory. The angels rejoice when heaven speaks your name. And they are rejoicing now, for your miracle was released the moment God whispered your name in the halls of heaven. Every angel turned their gaze toward earth. They paused their eternal worship. They stilled their songs and listened intently, for they heard a sound not meant for everyone. Heaven is vast, filled with multitudes, yet your name was the one God chose to call. Your spirit was the one He highlighted. Your destiny was the one He touched. It was not a random whisper. It was not a faint murmur born by chance. It was the voice of the Almighty echoing through eternity, saying, "This child is ready. This child has waited. This child will rise." That whisper has now reached you, and nothing in your life will remain the same. For years, you have carried unspoken questions. You have lain awake at night wondering why life seemed to pass you by. You have watched others receive what felt distant for you and quietly asked, "When will it be my turn?" Heaven has heard those cries, even the ones never voiced. God has stored every tear in a bottle. Every sigh of your soul has been recorded in His eternal ledger. Now, with one divine call, He turns the page to your chapter of breakthrough. This is no coincidence. This is not a random message adrift in time. This is heaven's appointment, sealed with your name. When God spoke your name, angels rushed to their posts. Archangel Michael stood, his sword blazing with celestial fire, declaring, "No obstacle shall remain before this child." Gabriel, the messenger of glad tidings, prepared to carry announcements to you, in dreams, in signs, in sudden opportunities. Unseen angels you have never known have surrounded your life, ready to lift burdens, open doors, and guide you into pastures of peace. You may feel you are in an ordinary moment, but in the spirit, everything is shifting. It is as if a veil has been pulled back, revealing a stage upon which your destiny is written in golden light. You cannot miss this moment, for heaven itself has declared it belongs to you. You are being prepared for a season of recognition. Too long have you been overlooked, hidden, underestimated by those blind to your worth. But God has always seen it. He has always known the depth of your heart, the strength of your endurance, the purity of your intent. Now He has decided, it is time for the world to see what heaven has always known. He is elevating your name from obscurity to honor. He is summoning you from the background to the forefront, from forgotten places to places of influence. Even as you hear this, heaven is aligning opportunities, relationships, and divine connections that will position you where you are destined to be. Imagine, in heaven's great book, every life has a page, every destiny a timeline. When God whispered your name, the ink of heaven spilled fresh words into your narrative: promotion, healing, restoration, joy, abundance, peace. These are not wishes, they are decrees. When God decrees, no power in existence can reverse it. Your name is now attached to blessings that cannot be stolen, miracles that cannot be delayed, breakthroughs that cannot be denied. Even if others try to block your way, heaven has already moved them aside. Even if circumstances appeared impossible, heaven has already rewritten them. You are not walking into a maybe, you are walking into a yes and amen. The angels are testifying now. They declare, this one belongs to God. This one is chosen. This one's time has come. And heaven does not lie. You may look at yourself and see flaws, mistakes, regrets. God looks at you and sees purpose, beauty, destiny. He does not define you by your failures. He defines you by what He placed within you before you were born. That seed inside you, though buried under seasons of waiting, is now breaking through the soil, reaching for the light. You are about to blossom in ways unimaginable. Your gifts will make room for you. Your light will no longer be hidden. The world will see what heaven has always seen, that you are chosen. Even now, heaven is recalibrating relationships. People who drained you, misunderstood you, only took from you, God is gently but firmly moving them aside. In their place, He is sending those who will uplift you, love you authentically, and recognize your treasure. He is weaving friendships and partnerships that will stand firm like oaks beside you. You will not walk alone any longer. You will not give only to be left empty. Instead, you will find balance, reciprocity, and overflowing joy in the company of heaven's assignments. This is not accidental, it is the fruit of God whispering your name. For when He speaks your name, He also reorders everything around you to align with His plan. Consider your home, heaven has marked it with light. Every corner where sorrow resided is being flooded with joy. Every room where heaviness lingered is being filled with peace. Angels stand guard at your door, ensuring only what is meant for your growth may enter. You may not see them with natural eyes, but their presence is real. Their wings stretch over your dwelling. Their hands lift burdens before they reach you. God has appointed them because you are entering a season where protection, provision, and peace will surround you like a wall of fire. You will sleep without fear. You will rise without anxiety. You will walk knowing you are covered, all because heaven whispered your name. And your heart? Heaven knows the pain you've carried. It knows the betrayals, disappointments, the silent nights you wanted to be strong but felt fragile. And God says, enough. He is sending healing like a river into the deepest parts of your soul. Wounds you thought would never close will be soothed. Memories that stung will fade into peace. The weight like a stone in your chest will be lifted, and you will breathe freely again. This is not temporary comfort, it is lasting restoration. When God whispered your name, He released a healing so complete it will not only restore you but overflow to others connected to you. Your testimony will become another's hope. Your breakthrough will unlock another's faith. Your healing will ripple through generations. And do not doubt, provision is coming. Heaven has recorded every seed you've sown, every unnoticed good deed, every sacrifice made in love. God is a God who repays with abundance. He is not forgetful. He is opening heaven's windows and pouring out blessings that will overflow. Resources will find you. Opportunities will track you down. The right people will extend their hands, not by luck, but by heaven's orchestration. You will not chase scraps, you will feast at a table prepared for you. When God whispered your name, He commanded provision to be tied to it. No human hand can remove what God has released. My beloved, do you see the beauty of this moment? You thought you were forgotten, but heaven has remembered you. You thought your time was over, but heaven says it is just beginning. You thought you missed your chance, but heaven declares this is your appointed hour. Heaven does not operate on man's clock. It is never late, it is always perfect. You stand at the threshold of something greater than you imagined, and its evidence will be undeniable. So receive this now, not with fear or doubt, but with faith. Say in your heart, God, I believe you called my name. I believe you have chosen me. I believe this is my time. As you declare it, watch the atmosphere shift. Watch peace enter. Watch doors begin to open. For faith is the key that unlocks what heaven has already prepared. You are not begging for scraps, you are receiving an inheritance. You are not waiting for a maybe, you are stepping into a yes. All because God whispered your name in heaven. The voice of heaven still echoes. My beloved one, your name has been called, not in silence, not in whispers, but in the majestic courts of eternity. When God speaks your name in heaven, it is not merely a sound, it is a decree, a release, a sign that destiny is unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. Angels stand alert. The seraphim pause their songs. Archangel Michael bows in reverence, for heaven's King has fixed his gaze upon you. Do you comprehend the weight of this? Do you feel eternity's breath brushing against your life now? You are not forgotten, abandoned, or overlooked. You are marked, chosen, and elevated by the hand that crafted the stars. God has been weaving a divine pattern behind the scenes. What felt like delay was preparation. What looked like silence was strategy. Heaven knew the exact moment your spirit would be ready to receive, your heart soft enough to embrace, your faith strong enough to step into this new season. That moment is not tomorrow. It is now. Heaven's clock has synchronized with your soul's cry. The countdown of 3 minutes signifies an irreversible shift. Heaven has already spoken. When heaven speaks, earth must comply. Reflect, how often have you pleaded for confirmation? How many nights have you prayed for a sign that God still hears, that He still remembers your name? This is that answer. This is that confirmation. You are not hearing ordinary words. You are hearing a divine orchestration inscribed with your name. The way your spirit leans in, the way your heart stirs as these words reach you, that is not chance. That is heaven whispering, "Child, I am here. I am with you. I have not let go." Archangel Michael stands at your door, not with a sword of war, but with a scroll of blessing. He carries news from the throne, sealed with God's own insignia. That scroll holds your breakthrough, healing, restoration, and the recovery of what seemed lost forever. Heaven is making a public announcement. Your life is about to change. Your story is about to shift, and nothing can reverse what God is releasing into your hands. You may feel insignificant in the world's eyes, overlooked, passed by, forgotten. But truth remains, God never loses track of His own. While you worried about the future, He wrote chapters of glory. While you battled private storms, He spoke your name before angels. While you questioned your worth, He prepared crowns of favor for your head. This is why you hear this now. You have reached the divine intersection where heaven meets earth, where prophecy meets fulfillment, where waiting births manifestation. Imagine the throne room now. A great book lies open before the King. Inside, written in heavenly ink, is your name. Angels look upon it in awe, for they know what is about to unfold. They know your trials were not wasted. They know your tears were collected in heaven's jars. They know every heartbreak, closed door, and lonely night was not the end but the prelude. Now the one who holds time in his hands rises and declares, "It is time." Do not miss the magnitude of this moment. This is no ordinary day. This is no passing message. This is heaven's alarm ringing over your life, saying, "Awaken. Arise. Prepare. Your change is here." The Spirit of God hovers as He did at creation's dawn, ready to birth light from darkness, beauty from chaos, new beginnings from nothingness. That same Spirit hovers over you now, ready to speak the words that will create your next season. Your spirit has felt the stirring. That is why you couldn't ignore this message. That is why something within urged you to stop, to pause, to pay attention. Your soul knows what your mind cannot yet grasp, that heaven is aligning the pieces, that the unseen realm moves on your behalf. Even if others don't understand, even if they see no change, know this: the shift has begun in the invisible, and soon the visible will have no choice but to catch up. Archangel Michael brings not just a message, but a mantle. A new garment of favor wraps your shoulders. A new oil of anointing pours upon your head. A new door of access unlocks before you. You may have walked in shame, but now you walk in honor. You may have walked in rejection, but now you walk in acceptance. You may have walked in lack, but now abundance finds you. For when God speaks your name, He speaks it to bless, heal, restore, and elevate. My beloved, your name has already been spoken in heaven's courts. It has already been declared among angels, and now it echoes to you, calling you to rise higher, to step into destiny, to embrace the change already decreed. Do not look at your circumstances and doubt. Do not measure your life by what you see today. Instead, lift your eyes, for the sound of heaven is greater than the sight of earth. When God says your life is about to change forever, He means it with eternal weight. Remain in this moment. Let it sink into your soul. Let it breathe life into dead places. Let it awaken buried dreams. Let it heal hidden wounds. Heaven is closer than you realize. The voice that spoke your name is not finished. The countdown is not to frighten, but to remind you of holy urgency, to tell you that what you longed for arrives not in years or months, but in moments. You are on the threshold. This is your crossing point.